okay? And I'm going to imagine, and this is the verbiage I would be using, so that you understand exactly what my brain is thinking, so that I'm not withholding anything from you.
It's not that I don't think that you're thinking.
Okay, but maybe you want to hear what I have to say.
Okay.
Okay. So it sounds like to me that there is a break from reality and that you're living in what is called an existential reality. Something that internally you believe yourself to be true, that you've logically applied all of the principles that you know from internet research and CSIs,
I mean, I was physically witness to this man saying these things, and then I had those physical symptoms.
Why would a person tell somebody else that he murdered his wife?
So that he could murder me the same way. They were communicating. He was like, this is how you do it. I did it.
And you heard him.
I did.
And so why would he say that in front of you?
He didn't know I was listening. I was sitting a couple rows forward, but I was intentionally trying.
Couple rows forward.
We were at a sporting event.
Okay.
And I have pretty good hearing, and I was, low key, and I was listening.
Mm-hmm. But why would he say to
tell Jacob how to...
I killed my wife?
He didn't say those words. He said, I put formaldehyde in her respirator. It wasn't long after that she started coughing up black. It's one quick sentence in a crowd of people. No one could really... and it was to obviously give him the information to then do that to me.
Do you think
in the right circumstances?
Something we might call an auditory hallucination?
I'm sure that is exactly what you feel it is. Absolutely. And I cannot sway you otherwise. I do not believe that is the case. And it would just be very odd. Why would I rope in this random person I don't even know and give him that storyline? And additionally, the respirator, and I didn't even know his wife was dead. I found out a year later that she had died of aggressive lung cancer. So, I mean, how could I come up with a way for her to die of aggressive lung cancer when I didn't even know she died of a lung cancer?
Yeah. What my heart says is that you're suffering a great deal.
I don't feel like I'm suffering. I feel like I'm freeing myself right now. I feel like I'm saving myself and my children as much as I can.
Well, I do think one safe place is a good place to go if you feel like you're being hurt. And that if you feel like you're unsafe, I wouldn't do anything to interrupt you with so there are two kinds of feeling unsafe. One is physically unsafe and one is emotionally unsafe. And I know you made the criteria that you are not emotionally safe right now. And so getting away from what you feel is a dangerous situation, I would never stand in the way. Is that clear? I'm not standing in the way, or I'm going to say, if you feel unsafe, you need to put yourself in a safe place. So go to one safe place. That's a great place to go. Or you said you had a friend in Chico. Maybe you could go to Chico.
I can't. Yeah. I don't have anyone who would board me or my family.
Okay. One safe place will give you housing for 28 days.
Yeah, I just spoke with them about all the services that they can offer and everything. So okay. I am currently seeking that out, yes. Again, I could have waited till Friday to see you, but I felt like I wanted to discuss things with you before I did do this. I am going to follow through it, but I guess in my heart of hearts, I was hoping that given that I told you everything initially and then pulled back and let you witness that I am cognitively functioning and able to analyze situations in my life correctly, and then brought it up again, that maybe you'd be more receptive.
Mm-hmm. You do realize that most of our sessions that we've held, you've become extremely irregulated.
Well, because we're talking about triggers. I want to. I come in here to release that. That is what my therapy is. I'm not out there unregulated. I'm in here pouring it out. And like I said in our last session, I have an ocean of emotion in me. And you want me to drop one droplet and analyze it at a time. It is incredibly taxing. You know that as a therapist. Every day you work with people in these situations. Yeah. Of course in here I'm unregulated.
I can usually, in a session of 14 weeks, we go through and we learn how to cope with these strategies and we get well.
Okay, well, I've been coping with my stuff. I've known I've had PTSD for years.
It works. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Are,
I think that you and I have made a lot of I was literally just thinking this about how much progression that you and I have made about my childhood trauma that other therapists had not. You know, and how
I am doing something right there.
Yeah, you know, the regulation, not letting me dive into the ocean is incredibly beneficial. I see that. It's incredibly difficult, but it's beneficial because I just dive into it and I let it consume me. And when I'm triggered and I just, it takes all the pain and everything. But being able to analyze it just a little bit at a time, it's very constructive and it is allowing me to move past these childhood traumas that I have built my life around in some ways.
You know, I've been very proud of you the last couple of sessions because you've really worked hard at doing this. It's really been a challenge.
Yeah, I think that,
but I'm wondering...
On an unrelated note, my mother called me yesterday. She talked to Eliana for the first time, so that was good, and got to tell her, you know, I love her, and I forgive her, and I understand that she had a difficult life, and, you know, that I still love her. I think about her every day, and I cry for her all the time.
And she said what?
She said, I love you. You know, I love you. It would be nice if we could talk more. And, you know, she says, you know, she's sorry, but that, typical, you know, narcissist stuff. But yeah, but that, she had a hard, yeah. No, that's not what she said. She said, well, essentially.
I mean, maybe knowing that's the best she could do for right now at this phase of her life?
No, I just mean that she kind of justifies her selfish choices. Because it wasn't a barrier. She was her own.
I have a mother just like that. I hate to even say it like that, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
If I told her, you didn't do this as a child, or you hurt me doing this as a child, she'd either say I did not, or...
Yeah.
Or have a long story that lasted way long, you know, about why she did that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what I do think. I do think that if we continue therapy like this, that we need to maybe do some work on these thoughts. But first, I think you need to do whatever you think is necessary to keep yourself safe. I'm never going to stand in the way of you getting at least perceived safety, even if it's not real. Okay, so if you need that, you go right ahead and do that. The second thing I have on my list to think about is we need to get you in for a medical evaluation and get yourself an X-ray. Prove to yourself you don't have cancer. Okay, so that's one fear off of you. I mean, that's got to be a horrific fear. I do have a sister who's dying now of cancer, and I could tell you that your symptoms aren't looking anything like what hers is like. My mom has had lung cancer not 2 times, but 3 times now.
Well, maybe theirs were more natural occurring cancers. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is just...
Yeah. Well, my mother, I would tell you that my mother's first cancer was from breathing flux, which is a fume that you get when you're soldering and doing welding. It's a chemical that you're smelling and breathing, and so hers was caused from that, so I could see that's a chemical. There's also 2 kinds of lung cancer. One is called a small cell lung cancer.
That brings me to another point.
Okay, and the other
aggressive lung cancer is what I supposedly have, but I do believe Jacob has been putting something in my food and drinks that would give me both intestinal and bladder cancer as well, making it look like small cell cancer. I've started to feel dull pain and a lack of pressure in my bladder. I've stopped taking all foods and drinks from him.
Okay, so you need to do what you need to do to feel safe. Okay, I've never stand in the way of that. I do think that we're losing a sense of reality, and I'm pretty sure that
I think that it was
to a lot of trauma.
I think that I was losing touch with reality when I chose to dismiss this, and when I chose to try and, you know, be receptive to the fact that it could be a psychosis, and I wanted to believe it. I wanted to believe that it was psychosis. That seems way better to me, way better than the reality of this.
If you get the medical tests and they come back negative and you're in fine health, then what?
Well, I don't know. I think that's highly improbable. But if it were to happen, I still would not regret the decisions I'm making right now based on everything I feel.
So what day do you see the doctor? 2 days?
2 weeks.
Can you just go in and do a walk-in?
Yeah, I can try to do that. Mm-hmm.
Show them your pictures, if you can save even in a jar your mucus with the, and then take that in, and they'll treat you. You could even go to the hospital with that.
Yeah, that's what I did last time, and they did the X-ray and showed the visceral inflammation. So,
okay.
I mean, I can do that. Yeah.
Visceral, if you still have visceral inflammation from the
it would only be the beginning stages of cancer. It wouldn't still show visceral inflammation, and because I took that medication, I don't know what stage it'll show, if it'll show, what it'll show. I'm just now starting to re-present those symptoms. So
sorry, the phone, they'll answer it in there.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be in here. I did.
That's okay. It's about that time anyways.
Actually, we're over, so I'm surprised that
yes,
hasn't knocked
I
on the
am
door.
sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm sorry to spring this on you as well.
I
Sorry.
just feel like you're having an acute case here going on. So
Well, I feel like I'm calm, collected, and I'm continuing stating the facts that I presented to you on our first session, that I presented to the police report. It's the same information. So I don't know. Again, agree to disagree. I will continue to see you because it is beneficial for my abandonment issues, and we will continue to work on this. I'm going to continue to work on myself and try to get financially independent. Let's skip this Friday and go back to, I mean, unless you, where did my card go?
I'd like you to go answer your medical questions. So,
Sorry, I had another card with me. I must have dropped it along the way.
another card for what?
A business card.
All right, Denise. My thoughts are for you.
Okay, well,
You wish the best for you.